Welcome back. You're watching the Power Breakfast Show. And as you know, every Monday we focus on sports, and this time we're doing some things a bit differently because we're going to be learning about a sport that's not really big in Kenya but very, very big in America, for example, and that is baseball. So we'll be learning more about it, get to know how it came to Kenya. Is there interest in it? Is the government giving support to this game? Is it a fad or is it here to stay? And to help us steer that conversation, we have Mr. George Mahinda. He's the president of the Kenya Little League. A very good morning to you. And Francis Mushiri, he's the coach of the Kenya baseball team. A very good morning to you, sir. And of course the players who will be introducing themselves a bit later. But I think we start by understanding what baseball is. What is baseball?
Okay, baseball it's a American origin game, but in history it started in Africa, in Egypt in particular.
Okay.
But it later died in this part of the world. Then America picked it up, but currently, right now, Japan is the #1.
Oh wow,
yeah.
Interesting. And for those of us who have watched it on TV, it tends to look like the game called rounders. Do you remember rounders that we played in primary and high school? Is it the same?
Rounder is a British version,
yes,
but baseball is American version.
Okay, okay, and
but nowadays rounders is not being played anymore. But
don't they have the same mechanisms, if you can call it that?
Yeah, baseball is played in a diamond-shaped field, whereby we have bases in all the four corners. The main being the home plate. It's called the home plate. Then the ball is hit towards the field. And then when you hit the ball, you run around those bases, stepping on the three bases. When you get back to home plate, that is a score. We call it a run. Okay.
Yeah. And if I'm not wrong, you need to get to your home plate before your opponent gets your ball and brings it back.
Before the ball is before the opponent catches the ball and throws it back to the base that you're running to.
Yes.
So you have to be to the base before the ball gets back.
Okay, so we want to have a demonstration, and maybe you can introduce us and give us the official terms this gentlemen have when they're pitching.
Okay, in a baseball game, we start with the person starting to throw the ball, who is called the pitcher.
Yes.
So the pitcher pitches the ball to the catcher.
Yes.
The catcher they are from the same team.
Okay.
Yeah. So the catcher catches the ball. And then there is an opponent player who is called the batter.
Yes.
So the batter tries to intercept the ball before it reaches the catcher.
Okay.
So that's basically what is done. So the batter hits the ball towards the field, and then the other players in the field are all teammates of the pitcher.
Okay. So show us how this happens, and don't hint us.
So pitching is basically a technique that requires a lot of training. So when you're pitching, there are several motions that you will have to undergo. First is it's called the wind-up position. You hold the ball ready to throw.
Which is the wind-up position? Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the wind-up position. Then from there he pitches with the ball to the catcher.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe you can pitch it, and then I'll ask my questions. So his aim is to ensure that the batter doesn't hit the ball.
So he should throw as hard as he can.
Okay.
Yes.
All right then, go ahead. But don't throw too hard. We're in studio.
It's for them.
All right. All right. Okay. So how many chances does he have?
The batter?
Yes, the batter.
The batter has only 3 chances.
3 shots?
3 shots.
After that?
If he misses 3 times, he's out.
Okay.
And if 3 players are out, they will switch sides. So the batting team goes now to the field.
To the field.
To defend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm wondering then, how long does a baseball game take?
Baseball game does not have timing. So if this batting team gets out, and then the other team comes and also gets the 3 outs, that one is called an inning.
Yes.
So a baseball game actually it is counted by 9 innings. So after 9 innings, the game is over.
Okay.
Yeah, but if there is a tie, we have 3 more innings.
Innings.
Yeah, to tie break.
Okay. Mr. Mahinda, you're the president of the Kenya Little League, and I'm assuming it's for little ones, or?
Well, age 4 up to age 18.
4 up to 18. Let me ask you, how long have you been, president?
Well, since 2010, when we shattered the Kenya Little League and the Little League Baseball in Williamsport, US. The Little League movement is big worldwide, with over 4 million players across the world.
Yes.
It's big time in US, doing very well in Japan, and picking up quite well in East Africa, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. We are doing well.
Okay. So you said from the ages of 4 to 18. Have we seen an increase in the number of people who are becoming interested in this sport?
It is amazing. Especially kids. You just need to go with a ball and the bat into the field and they will join you.
Yes.
And they're keen.
Yes.
They're keen.
Okay.
And they enjoy it.
And they enjoy it as well. It reminds me of rounders, like I said, when we were younger. And I'll just quickly, talk to our gentleman here. You can introduce yourself.
I'm Brian Aboga.
Brian Aboga. And when did you start playing baseball?
About 4 years ago in high school.
Oh, in high school?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it a big sport in high school?
Not so, but yeah, we tried.
You tried? And now you've taken it out of high school?
Yeah, we formed a club.
Oh, you formed a club?
And then the coaches came
and found you guys?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Is it a sport you see picking up, or we're still, not too sure about it?
It's picking.
It's picking?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the right track?
It's on the right track.
Okay. Now, it's said that left-handed people tend to be a bit stronger in this game. Is that true?
It has not been fully proven, but most of the left-handers really do good sport.
Yeah.
Because like in pitching position, the positioning of a right-hander and the left-hander is different.
Yes. Because
they face opposite directions while pitching. And left-handers are known to be quicker in picking base runners. Because of their side they are facing. Yeah.
Okay. Now, like you said, it was here originally, in Africa, then took off, and now it's slowly coming back.
Yeah, it is. Here
it's very, very big in Meru.
Yeah, in Meru actually it had started earlier in late 80s, and then it died again. But in 2010 there was a new dawn in Meru baseball. When Mahinda came to Meru and challenged our patron, who is currently the county commissioner Nyandarua. He's called Mr. Samuel Kimiti, who was the DC there in Meru. So in 2010, when they discussed about starting baseball, and he agreed to that idea.
Okay.
So that's when I also started, because that's when we were put into the first training. We had coaches from Uganda who came and started the introduction there. So from there it has just grown, and everybody now interested in baseball. Baseball is a core American sport. It's a very big sport in America, just like American football. Yeah.
And we've seen, American football try and transcend into other parts of the world, not with huge success.
Yeah.
Do you think baseball will, transcend into other parts of the world and become big, and especially Kenya? Because at times people might think it's a fad, it's a craze, it's just here to pass time, and then we move on. Mr. Mahinda?
Let me put it this way. Baseball is the richest sport in the world. And that's why it's big time in US. The people who play in Major League Baseball in US are mainly not born in US. They are mainly from Latin America, where it's big time. They play in the ghettos.
Yes.
In the slums.
Yes.
In Africa, it's picking up. It's picking up quite well. As I said, it's picking up quite well in Kenya. It's picking up quite well in Uganda. In Tanzania, and South Africa has been playing baseball for the last something like 100 years. He mentioned it started in Africa, actually in Egypt in the 13th century, before it moved to UK and eventually US. And what I can say is really picking up.
Okay.
We possibly need to note that baseball is going to be an Olympics game in 2020 Tokyo. 2020.
Okay.
Remember, it was there up to 2006 when it was removed. It's coming back in Tokyo because Japan is saying they are hosting the Olympics, and baseball is big time in Japan. So they want to host baseball. And Kenya, we are supporting that move.
Okay. And you just said something that was interesting. You said it's the richest sport in history. And what do you think has attributed to it being the richest sport in history?
One is a family sport. It's a family sport. It's a sport whereby the whole family goes to the field to watch it, which means a lot of it is a crowd puller.
Yes, it will pull the crowds, yes.
It pulls crowds, the whole family.
Yes.
And therefore, the people therefore also put in quite a bit because of that interest. Because of the fact that it pulls right from the young ones. As I said, we play from the age 4
to 18. Which
means you have the whole family coming to the field.
Yeah.
So you can put all your money. You don't need to go to the children's park.
Yes.
You can go to a baseball park instead.
Yes. Okay. You want to add anything on that?
Yeah. You know, like in America, this sport has very different kind of levels, and in America they start watching baseball from as early as Thursday. They have the high school games, the college games, university games, then the major leagues in the to wrap up the weekend. And what Major League Baseball is doing is that it's trying to source for talent all over the world. Like currently we have a region called Europe Africa region, and Europe Africa region is the one now is scouting. We meet in August in Uganda, where we take our best players. They are put to a test, and then a few are picked. They go to South Africa, and like I'm taking this one player to South Africa on 2nd
of December. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you can tell us your name and when you started playing.
My name is Adaga.
Adaga.
Yes.
Okay.
I started playing baseball in high school.
In high school?
Yes.
Were you in the same school? Oh, okay, so you both influenced each other.
Yes.
Out of all the other sports, I mean, in high school you tend to be exposed to quite a number of sports, but you have decided to take up baseball, you know, as a sport. Why is this so?
Yeah, because I just like the way baseball is played.
Okay, so you enjoy the game?
I enjoy the game.
And how do you, you know, what goes into your practice sessions to become the best batter or the best thrower? Pitcher. Yes. What does your training involve?
Yeah, the training involves a lot of training.
Please hold the mic a bit up. Yes.
You have to be in the game, train hard, and also you have to take what their coach tells you to do. And
when we speak of training, what are we saying? You know, because really, do we need a six-pack for it? You know, do we need strong biceps and triceps?
Fitness is good. Fitness is good, but you know, in baseball what we concentrate on a lot is get the fundamentals right, the techniques, because it's a sport that requires a lot of skill. Like in pitching, all the 4 motions in pitching you will have to practice on a daily basis so that you can perfect on that. Then in batting you also have to keep swinging until you get the swing right, because you have to hit that ball. So because if you miss 3 times you're out. You're out, yeah. So it requires a lot of practice. Okay.
Yes. Mr. Mahinda, you said something interesting, that we are having, you know, the little league that hosts children from the ages of 4 to 18. That is primarily when they're in school. So is this, do you see the need to introduce this in the schools that have not introduced it?
Interesting enough, when you look at the curriculum of our schools, some of these sports, baseball, softball, are included in the curriculum. It's only that due to lack of coaches, really the teachers are not too keen. But the diploma teacher colleges in this country do teach baseball to the teachers, which means they are supposed to go and kick off the sport in the schools. I think the biggest challenge has been lack of equipment, because not too many schools, too many players are into the game. Therefore, not many people are stocking this equipment. Therefore, it's not easy to get the equipment. Therefore, all that means is that you cannot play.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'll go and stand there, and of course I'll come and ask you about the place for women in this sport.
Okay.
But I just want you to explain to me. I'm a lefty, so of course
I'm a lefty too.
I'm trying to see which hand.
I'm a lefty too.
Oh, you're a lefty too?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see, okay, please hold this for me. So ideally I'm supposed to hold it like this. Or how am I supposed to hold it?
Okay. As a lefty, and he's the one pitching, you'll stand on this side.
The opposite.
So that you can see the ball.
Okay.
And then this right arm, because he's the one that is on this side, should hold the lower part of the bat.
Okay, just face the camera so that you can see. Okay, any camera.
Okay, now it's pitching, it's being thrown from this side.
Yes.
So that I'll hold the ball like this, from this side, and then this other one comes there and supports it. And then you have to line up those knuckles.
Okay.
So
the knuckles need to be on a straight line.
Yeah. So that's why I'm telling you, you need a lot of practice to get into that. So from there, you put your weight on this foot, and then you wait for the ball, like this.
Okay.
So when the ball is drawn, you just swings like this. That is the contact part. Then you hit the ball with here. Yeah.
I'm thinking that people who play golf also are very good at playing this game. Or
they can.
Yeah.
Because the body motion in batting is the same as the one that they used to.
Yes, to swing the club.
To swing the club.
Yeah. Okay. And the risk of injury when playing this game, you know, I forget. I want to call him a thrower. Pitcher.
Yeah.
The pitcher, you know, could easily throw the ball and it lands on my face. Or lands on my... Let me get the mic and ask him. Has that happened to you?
Of course. It has happened so many times.
So how do you... I mean, how sure are we that this is a safe sport?
Okay, when you are at the batting box, you're supposed to wear the helmet.
Wear the helmet?
Yeah.
Okay.
The catcher is supposed to wear there is a gear for the catcher.
Okay.
So when the pitcher throws the ball at me, then the ball hits me. That's a base on ball. I'm given a free base. I walk to the first base.
And then you're supposed to do 3 bases, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So you walk to the first base, and then what? How do you?
And then the next batter comes to bat. So after the next batter hits the ball, we are supposed to run coming round.
Okay. Yeah. And speed is a very important factor in this game.
Yes, it is.
Yeah? Okay, all right. Maybe we can have another demonstration as to how this game happens, and then we'll continue the conversation. So you're the catcher. You have to be behind him, and he has to be squatting.
Yeah. He has to be squatting because there is what we call the strike zone. The strike zone is where the ball should pass, because there's a time the ball can come below my knees. I am not supposed to swing. Just leave it. Or if it comes above me, I have to not swing.
Okay.
So I have to also to judge the ball is on the strike zone so that I can swing.
Okay.
If it is not, I leave like that. If he throws poorly 4 times, I'm given a free base.
Okay. Free base meaning?
Meaning you go to the first base.
I go to the first base. Okay, so maybe you can demonstrate to us what he's just explained, the strike zone area. Meet the strike zone area so that we can understand, and maybe we can give...
Yeah. So the strike zone is between his lower chest and his knees.
Lower chest and knees?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where the glove is. We put the glove at that range so that the ball will come on top.
Okay. Okay.
Like that one is a ball.
Yeah.
That's a what?
Yeah, it's above. So it's called a ball. So if he throws 4 balls, he's given a free base.
But then we saw him try to hit it.
No, now he's the one who could have got that, because he has just swing the bat. He gets a strike. So he remains with 2 strikes.
Okay. So then there's the other lower.
Tupachini.
So you have to be very attentive. Your eyes need to be in that zone. You need to be seeing where the ball is coming from. Okay, so then you hit the ball, then you now run to your bases. In what particular order? Do you go from right to left or left to right? Sorry.
Okay, the bases are aligned from first base, you run this way, going to second, then third base this side, then you come back to home.
Because it's a diamond shape.
Yeah, it's a diamond shape.
Okay, so it's not 4, it's 3. I was thinking
it's 3, it's first, second and third, then home plate.
Yeah. Okay. Now, how many counties is baseball played in currently, Mr. Mahinda?
Incidentally, we have small sports of about over 20 counties in this country. But possibly, for some, it's possibly 2 schools, but for others, there are many as 30, like in Meru. So, what you can call the baseball hotspots in this country is Meru, Nairobi, Makueni, Migori, and a bit of it in Mombasa, Kajiado, Kisumu, Nakuru. About over 20 of them.
So it looks like it's growing. Is there then a federation, because structures are needed? So is there a federation that is in charge of this?
Well, there is the Baseball Federation of Kenya, which has been in place actively since 1997, promoting the sport of baseball. And in 1999, managed to play in the All-Africa Games for the Sydney Olympics in 2000. Played Uganda and was eliminated by Uganda. So there is the National Federation, which is promoting the sport, and the Little League is an affiliate. In fact, I happen to be the Secretary General of the Baseball Federation of Kenya.
Okay. And you're going to South Africa. Are you excited about that?
I'm excited because it's a very good thing to go there and learn so many things.
So what exactly are you going to do in South Africa?
It's a training session which takes place 2 weeks, then we come back.
Okay, so you're just going to be trained by the big dogs of the game and on how to become better.
Good.
Okay. And what was the selection process?
Okay, first of all, the Major League Baseball do this annually because they are sourcing talents from all over the world. Yes. So the Europe Africa happens to have a baseball academy in Italy, and then we have the annual elite camp in South Africa. So the elite camp, before that, we pick the best players in the country. We take them to Kampala because that is their regional, their East African point where we go for selection. So when we're in Uganda, the players from the 3 countries are put in the field. They are taken through all the sessions and all the skills. They are checked, and then the MLB coaches, because they come from Major League Baseball in US, then they go back, reassess, because they have all these coach sheets. They go and reassess, then they pick the best players. So these players are taken to South Africa for 10 days camp, where they are trained by those Major League Baseball clubs coaches, because now they have season. So they come there, train the boys for 10 days, and then also the scouts are there. So if they see a good talent,
it's picked up from there.
Yeah, it's from there.
Sorry.
Let me put it this way. This camp, the Major League Baseball Africa Elite Camp, that is held in South Africa every December since 2011, is really a forum whereby they come out to Africa. They come to East Africa. They select the best. They are looking for talent that can end up as professionals. They are looking, Major League Baseball is about the professional league.
The profession,
So they are really scouting. It's a scouting forum.
Nice.
So they only pick the very best. Somebody they think in the next few years will be joining the professional ranks.
Okay. Well, all the best. We're keeping our fingers crossed for you.
Thank you.
We wish you all the best. And now I just want to talk to the catcher briefly. You can tell us your name quickly.
I'm Owino Paul.
Owino. Now, all you do is squat in the game of baseball? Is that all you do? Because you're the one who's catching it, so you're squatting.
Yeah, basically.
Please use the mic properly. Hold it.
In every inning, I'll have to squat. The ones we are defending in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now because there's a pitcher, catcher, and then the batter. Can they interchange their roles, or is that a set?
If a player has the skills for both positions, he can play all the positions. It just requires to inform the official, and then they switch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Possibly. Baseball is played by 9. You field 9 players aside, the two sides. While you're batting, it means any of them is expected to bat. So in terms of batting, all are expected to bat. When it comes to fielding, you may find one is good at possibly the catcher's position, one may be good at the pitcher's position. But normally you need to have at least something like 2 or 3 pitchers at any one time because it's tiring.
Yes, of course.
So you find some are good in the field. The first baseman, the second baseman, and the outfield. So it depends on the position you are best at. But at some point, you, like batting, you have all to bat.
Okay. And where are the women in this sport?
Well,
especially in Kenya, are there women?
Yes, there are. There are. We have baseball. If you went to a school like Thomas Bach in Buruburu, you find it's played by both. The kids who are playing are both girls and boys. If you go to Meru, we have girls schools which are playing, like Kirigala and Kibirisha girls. They are playing baseball. So we have both boys and girls playing baseball. It's worth noting that baseball is up to World Cup level. It's for both men and women. There is World Cup for women. So it's all inclusive.
Okay. And of course, as we're coming to the end, there's the issue of funding. Where do you get your money to sustain your day-to-day activities?
Well, let me say that is the elephant in the room, because why baseball is not growing as fast is because of lack of funding. We know that sports in this country to a large extent are supported by the corporates. Yet corporates will look at how much cloud you can pull. And since this is fairly young, we are not able to pull as much. But interesting enough, there are some corporates that are starting to take note, and they are starting to support. Like last year, when we held the Africa World Cup qualifiers, which South Africa won in Meru, we had a few corporates come in to support, like Kenya Tourism Board. In fact, Kenya Tourism Board, we are already talking about them including baseball as one of the tourism destination, like golf. Golf is the one they support, but they also want to. We are negotiating how they can possibly include baseball as well.
Okay, all right. So that's it's headed somewhere. I hope we're also working on getting official kit, because this is not our kit. These are not our colors. Coach, it's not our colors. So are we working on getting our own outfit?
Well, we are. We are. At times when we played in Meru, the World Cup eliminations, we had the Kenya colors. Or soon we are going to be fully kitted. Okay. Yes.
All right then. Thank you very much for all of you coming this morning. It's been interesting learning. It's been fun as well. Hopefully. And another question I wanted to ask, sorry, before we go, if there's someone who's watched this and says, that's interesting, I'd want to start learning how to play that game, where can they get you guys?
Well, the easiest thing is to get us on. We are on Facebook, Kenya Litro League. We are on. Possibly you can get me on 0725 500 484. But if you went to the internet, you are able to
get that information.
To get us.
Okay.
We are in Nairobi, we are in Meru, we are across the country. We just started another group in Eldoret, and it's picking up.
Good. Okay, so that means even me as an adult, I can come in and learn how to play this game.
This game is played from age 4 and doesn't have an upper limit. You can still play at 85 or 100.
As long as I'm strong.
Yes.
That's the most important thing. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate having you here on the Power Breakfast Show. We're coming to the end of what has been an informative and educative and entertaining Monday. We do hope you feel the same. And then on behalf of everyone who says, who makes this show a success, I want to wish you a fantastic Monday. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Take care. Guys, now I think you just have to keep, hitting this ball so that you can understand this game a bit more. And maybe you can run, on to your home base. Yeah. So...
Good. You can move through the base.
Yeah.
Passes, and then you finish where you started.
Okay, so show us that.
That becomes a score.
That becomes a score.
Yes.
All right.
So one of the...
We'll just
You can
assume.
do the base learning. Okay, okay. Let him do the base learning.
Yeah.
Drop the bars and...
We're assuming you've hit the ball very fast. Okay, so then he goes next.
Home run.
And just run. Okay.
Maybe you should think of coming to Meru to see the real game, because in Meru you only have the real field there.
Yes, of course. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. Okay. So then, you know, like you said, the ball could be caught before, and then he stops at his...
It's over the base that he has reached.
Where he's
Can
reached.
stay there, it's safe.
And what if he's reached in the middle?
It's safe. In the middle.
As in Mekimbia Alafu?
The players manning
Just-
the bases.
Yeah, just show.
The players manning the bases are responsible to get him out. So if he reaches in the middle of second and third and the ball is caught, it can drone to where he's running to, and then he's out.
Okay. All right. Just show us that briefly.
He's out.
Ah, he's out.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
This for you.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Okay, you can continue playing because we're still on air. So that's not a problem. See you tomorrow? Is that what Robert wants you to say? See you tomorrow? As we leave you with images of this guy's playing. Okay, so he's... Oh, all right.
Is Malone in between?